Hello. That's a very fun countdown. That made me very happy. Okay. That was made by Violet. Thank you so much, Violet. She also made the outro that you guys are going to see later. Let me know if you can actually hear me. That would be a good thing to start off with. Um, oh, can you tell that I'm freaking out a little bit? I'm like shaking. Yikes. Okay. Hi. I'm here. I'm no longer on hiatus. I took the first. Oh, I'm catching on my headphones wire. I took the first 3 weeks of the month off. Because I did a month of content and that was a lot. Okay, this is good. Thank you. Thank you, friends. I appreciate it. Oh, there's so many of you here. Let's see. Hello. Crystal was here super duper early, which, big mood. I've been sitting backstage for 45 minutes. And Casey is here, and Laura, and then I am here. Hello. Nikki and Michael coming in with the elbow cough. Of course, Violet and Marta and Wallace and Anna and I think that's everyone. I'm sorry if I skipped you. It says there's only 6 people here, and I feel like I clicked on more than 6 people's names. But yes. Hello. I got a whole list of things to talk about in this. There's no sprints today. I probably should have been clearer about that, but no sprints, just chats today because I've got a lot to update you guys on. Yeah, it's been a wild 3 weeks, and I've got a whole lot of plans for the time coming up. So we're gonna talk about that. First, I did trick you guys a little bit with the whole new name thing in the title of the stream. Yeah, I did update the name of my channel. I added books to the end just so that people would see this and be like, ah, that's a channel that talks about books. But also, if you look, let me get my hands in the right place. Over here, pen name stuff. Yep. I've been debating about this for a while, but because this is the year that I plan on publishing, I figured I should start going by my pen name because I've always known I didn't want to publish as like my real name because it just didn't feel right. Also, like my real name has always been a weird subject for me with like I'm queer, I'm non-binary, and like names are kind of a weird thing. So it's all kind of tied together. For now, we're calling this a pen name, but like it also isn't just a pen name. That makes sense. But yeah, so MG. The M stands for Mars, which is why there's a planet emoji. Dang it, I should have brought up another tab. It's too much effort to do now, but when I made my 2023 vision board and shared it in the Discord, there's a picture of Mars on there, and Stieg was like, oh, so you planning on going to Mars? And then I updated it and put the little my name is sticker on top of Mars so that it was a little hint. Maybe not a little hint. That's pretty obvious as to what it was. But yeah, the G stands for Gwyn after the animal companion in Inkheart because I'm a dweeb. You know, I debated using this emoji instead of the planet one because Mars does not have rings, and this planet emoji does. But I also like the one that's just a little alien head. So let me know what you guys think. We're updating emojis too, like wild. I don't know what emoji to use. Thank you, Crystal. The last name is Ellison. I probably should have put that in there. Can I edit this now? Oh, edit name. Give me one moment. Ta-da! Which, like, if you've seen my Ko-fi, you've already kind of seen that name because I've updated a couple pictures of like mock covers for different projects, and I had the name MG Ellis on there, but I decided to go with Ellison. It feels a little bit better with like the whole thing to me. Yeah, so Ellison is actually the first part of the name that I came up with because, so y'all know me as Danny, but technically my legal full name is Danielle. I've just never gone by that. My heat just kicked off and I feel like I'm talking super loud now. Wow, okay. Um, and like, I wanted to keep some semblance of my real name in there. So the Ellison, like L, is kind of the second half of my first name, even though I've never really used it. And then MG kind of sounds like my real last name, which is Majori MG. It's similar vibes. You feel, you know. But yes, I won't be upset if you call me Danny. Like, that is still technically my name, and it's what I'm still going to be going by in my private life and stuff. But like for professional publication writerly things, we're moving towards Mars or MG or May. May is a cute nickname. MAE. I like that one a lot. So probably what I'm going to use if I get to publishing my middle grade, but that's way down the line. But yeah, that's what I'm going by now, I guess. Yeah, I picked out the G before I had something for it to stand for, and then we reread Inkheart, and I messaged my friend, and I'm like, "What if I just make my middle name named after the animal from Inkheart?" And my friend is like, "I've never read that book, but I'm here for it." Um, yeah, so new name. Yes, that I love this little guy. There are other space emojis. I actually have a tab open that's literally just the emojis wiki page for space emojis because I was looking at that before the stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we got some variety and there's some nicknames, you know. Um I guess that checks off the first thing on the list. I've been talking about it for 8 whole minutes. Wow. Next up is what I've been up to the past 3 weeks. So it has been a lot of writing. It's been job searching too. I can actually check this comment off screen. I didn't realize it was still up there. Because I still don't have a mortal job and it stresses me out, but writing has been very good for me and like feeling like I'm getting things done and being able to plan for the future makes me feel a little bit better about not having a mortal job yet. Still looking for something to actually pay the bills, but we'll get there. I've been working on Love City. If you see my pink index cards on the wall, those are all of the chapters that I'm not calling chapters that I've drafted so far, and I'm almost done with number 15, and it's out of 21, so I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to finish for January, but like we're hoping I'm gonna get close, you know? And I've been thinking about a lot of other projects too, and like feeling pulled towards different ones, but I've remained focused on this. Thank you very much. I'm very glad that it's going over well. I don't really know, because I am keeping the Ellison as like the last name, and I know some people go by their last names, but that's just never really been me. So there was this one guy that my sister was friends with in high school, so I have a twin sister if you didn't know, and he always called her Majori because he just called people by their last names, and so when I wasn't friends with this guy, but like we interacted because he was friends with my sister, and he used to call me Majori too, and that used to grind my gears because I'm the older twin. I was the one who was born first, so if anyone is Majori too, it was her. But that is neither here nor there. I think they're fine, but like, not really a big fan. You are a beautiful planet and fantasy creature. You don't need a mortal job. I wish my rent payment felt the same way. It, it's fine. I'm getting by. But like my other projects kind of tie into the whole plans for the future thing. So I have been, yes, twin lore. It's not a secret that I'm a twin. I feel like I've talked about that quite a bit before. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, if you do still call me Danny, it's not a big deal. So aside from Love City, I also did edits on Revelry. So Marta read through my entire draft 3 of Revelry in like 2.5 weeks, which is crazy. And then I went through and did some edits, and it was all very helpful stuff that Marta has given me. Hello, gays. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate this. It's been like really weird. And like I don't know why it's been weird for me to do this because Mars is a name I've been considering for like years. And like I have several friends who have like changed their names and it's never been an issue. But for some reason in my head there's just been this mental block of like people know you as this, you can't change that. Like it's not a big deal. Like whatever. Um Marta, it was 75,000 words. You got through it so quickly. I didn't expect it till like February. But yes, I made my edits, and now that is, I'm calling it draft 3.5 because I actually didn't have to change a ton. There was one comment that Marta left. I'm sorry, Marta, if you don't want me to share your comments, but Marta left saying, like, with just some, like, tweaks here and there, and then, like, a copy edit, I could totally see this being on a bookshelf, and, like, I cried. Like, oh my god. Um, yeah, I made my edits to that, and I currently have that off with my friend who is not a writer, and she is someone that I went to college with. We lived together in college for a little bit, and we have very similar taste in like literature, like books and movies and stuff. So I very much trust her to tell me if this is actually like a book or if it's just 75,000 words all smushed together. Not that I don't trust the people who have already read it, it's just that a writer reading something is way different from a non-writer reading something, and so I want that non-writer perspective to tell me. Thank you. This makes me feel so happy. So like that's off with her, and yeah, that's wild. I did not think that I'd ever have a book get this far in the writing process. Revelry is the first book that I've had go to beta readers and get a draft 2 and draft 3 and now 3.5. It's 3.5 because I feel like it's not it wasn't significant changes enough to like warrant calling it a new draft, so 3.5 it is. But yes, plans for the future. That's going to be the book I'm publishing this year. We are aiming for like a September release, so still way down the line. That's like 7 months from now. 8? I can't do math. It's fine. It's third quarter stuff, so I just feel like September is a very timely time to publish this book because it does take place over the course of the fall. My cat is screaming at the door. I'm very sorry if you can hear that. But also it gives me time to like figure out this whole publishing process, and also my birthday is in September, so it's like a little birthday gift to myself. I'm turning 25 this year, and what better way to celebrate than to publish a book. I saw my boyfriend's shadow go by the window to pick up the cat, and it scared me. Yeah, Love City, the story that I'm drafting, is actually something that I want to publish serially. I can't wait to also hold a physical copy in my hands. I think I'm going to do what Anna and several other people have done and print it out after this draft to do my like edits on it. So I'll have like a physical copy then, but it won't be like a physical book copy. It'll be like spiral bound and stuff. But I am very much looking forward to that. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this and how MG is possibly the worst thing to have to sign because I cannot write in cursive, but like a capital M is like kind of ugly in print. So we'll see how my signature happens. Y'all went up with Cholula yesterday, so don't worry about your kitty. That's fair. Cholula was so talkative, but she's cute, so it's fine. Yay. So yes, I have a lot of ideas for serials, and I just think that's a really fun time. So Love City is the first one. These pink index cards are for part 1, and it's going to be 3 parts. And I have like a lot of ideas for part 2. I just have yet to actually sit down and like plot it out. And then part 3 I know how it ends. That's it. But we'll get there. I'm hoping to start publishing this in like April or May. So a couple of months away gives me time to like get it all out and edit and everything. 2 humps for the M instead of points. Yeah, that's a point. Sorry, I'm a minute behind. You're fine, Anna. You're fine. You'll catch up. I feel like I'm all over the place, so. Most people just sign as an unreadable scribble, so I think you'll be fine. That's fair, but also consider the fact that I'm a perfectionist. So. But yeah. Publishing my serial, I'm planning on doing Ko-fi memberships. Not anytime soon. Again, like April, May-ish. And one of the tiers is going to be, like, one of the perks for one of the tiers is going to be access to my serial fiction. And then once it's all, like, finished up and everything from being published serially, like, a couple months later or something, I want to actually, like, publish it in book format. But I feel like this is a good way for people to actually read my writing and also get other perks out there. I have ideas for like what I want the different tiers to be, but nothing's like solidified. But even if only like 3 people sign up to be members, I think that'd be so amazing. I would feel very good about that. But I'm very happy with the names I picked out. So I've been secretly polling people about what they think. So originally I was thinking like spooky vibes. An intentional perfect unreadable scribble. Probably. So I was thinking spooky vibes at first because, you know, zombies. That was my emoji, and I still do love zombies with my whole heart. They're so good. And it was going to be like the first tier would be a ghost, and then the second tier would be a skeleton, and the third tier would be a zombie. And like I was playing around with that, and like that's pretty cool. Shut up, Crystal. Stop it. Like, thank you for your support. But, but then with the whole Mars thing, I'm like, space theme instead. So I'm not gonna tell you like what's in each tier because, like I said, that's not like solidified or anything. But the tier names, there's gonna be 3 because 3 is a very good number. The first tier is going to be a UFO sighting because it's like, you know, the base form of extraterrestrial interaction, and you kind of like get a little bit of perks, but like nothing major. Then the second one would be alien abduction. You're like more involved in things. And then the third tier is going to be my Martian Council. Y'all are like in the thick of it with me, and you get all of the highest perks. I just love that I came up with that. And I think having a Martian Council just sounds so funny to me. Yes, so that is something I plan on launching second quarter of the year. So I gotta get my shit together on that. I do have a lot of other ideas for serials, and one of those is a project that I was working on this time last year and then stopped because of circumstances. Yes, click on it. Love that you went for the space theme. Yes, me too. I think it's very fun. So I really want to get back to working on my Lesbian Biker Inferno series. If you saw yesterday in the Troublemakers Discord, I said, help, I'm back on my Bad Out of Hell the musical bullshit. That kind of ties into Lesbian Biker Inferno, because that soundtrack and like all of Meatloaf's songs really are like the soundtrack to this project. And if you don't know what project this is, it's a retelling of Dante's Divine Comedy, starting with Inferno, obviously, because it's the first one. Except the Dante character is a butch lesbian, and the Virgil character is her sentient motorcycle. And it's just so wacky and wild, and I love it so much. So, like, it's been in the back of my head for like a week now, and I'm not going to work on it just yet because I still do have a lot of work to do with Love City. But after I finish drafting Love City, I plan on taking a little bit of a break from drafting, and February is going to be my like brainstorming outlining month for so many of my projects, one of which is going to be my lesbian biker inferno. I don't know what to call it, like as an actual title, because like I can't publish it under lesbian biker inferno. I mean, I could, but like, then what do I do for the purgatory part? Lesbian biker purgatory? I mean, I could. I very much could do that. I didn't plan on that, but like I could do that. I'm so glad everyone's always so excited for the things that I do, because sometimes I'll like have ideas and I'll be like, oh, but what if everyone thinks it's dumb and weird? And then I say it out loud and everyone is like, yes, amazing, fantastic. The Dante's Inferno reimagining we need and deserve. Yeah, so I told my one friend about this idea last year when I came up with it, and their response was, that sounds sick as hell. So, yeah, Biker Inferno, then Biker Purgatory. Yeah, I didn't think of it, but like, I very much could go. Like, that makes sense as a title. Thank you very much. Absolutely relatable. Mayhaps within a dark woods where the straight way was lost. Yeah, that's a very good one. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is gonna be queer as hell. I mean, all of my projects are queer as hell, but like this one specifically is like catered to the queers. Cause like who else is going to read this kind of story with a sentient motorcycle and a butch lesbian riding through a hellscape? Lesbian Inferno and Lesbian Purgatory. Um, yeah. Some other projects that I want to work on. I have a couple more ideas for things in the same universe as Revelry. So Revelry is a standalone, but I want them to be like companion novels and other stories that take place at Westwood Conservatory, which is where Revelry takes place. Revelry is not the full name, by the way. If you did not know, I just call it Revelry because it's easier. The full name is Revelry in the Dark, which, yes, 100% is a reference to My Hero Academia. But you know what? It's a good title, and like, it's not copyrighted, so. um, yeah, I've got a couple more ideas for some novels and maybe a novella or two in that same world. So I plan on fleshing some of those out. I want to return to fantasy because I haven't written fantasy in several months. I last year I spent 8 months working on, what did I call that? Dragons No Dragons. Give me all the Revelry stories. Oh my god, I just noticed your sticky wall and I'm impressed and terrified of your power. Yeah, so this wall is all of Revelry. So the orange, yellow sticky notes or index cards or whatever you want to call them are the chapters that have been there since my first draft. The few pink ones were added for draft 2, and these green ones were added for draft 3. So this is all Revelry, and the pink ones up there are Love City. So you'll get more. You'll get more eventually. But yes, Dragons No Dragons. I spent so long on that, and like it was nice to like be able to focus on a story for that long, but mayhaps it was a bit too long in that I kind of felt burnt out on fantasy. So that's why I did go back to Revelry. Oh, well, thank you for being here for the time that you could, Anna. Much appreciated. I love unintentional tie-ins with the convo. Yeah. So I felt burnt out on fantasy, which is why I picked Revelry back up, and I'm very glad that I did. And I want to return to it. Love City was like a soft return to fantasy because it's urban fantasy, kind of paranormally. So it's like fantasy adjacent. But I have this whole like interconnected universe of novels planned out in my head. I think I have like 8 novels in mind and like a trilogy and stuff that like all take place in the same world, kind of the way the Cosmere is all in one world, although all of my stuff is going to take place on the same planet. So like I want to start working on some of those, maybe like brainstorming outlining things. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fun time. I've got so many projects that I'm excited to work on. And like, it's not that I wasn't excited to work on them before now, but I'm finally allowing myself to indulge. I've always been like, no, I can't even think about any other project until whatever I'm working on is done. But now I'm just like, well, I'm just going to work on everything. So, yes, February is going to be a lot of planning, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of outlining for various projects everywhere. I hate you say. Yeah, so there's the the first one that I'm probably going to be working on is like um what's the word, like the origin of magic in the world kind of story, like the old lore book, the Silmarillion of my world, if you will. That's probably a terrible comparison. I've never read the Silmarillion, but I vaguely know what it is. So there's that one, and then um my deity thruple book. I did say I had two, but one of them I don't think is going to have romance at all. Now that I'm thinking about it, so there's that. There is my deity thruple book that is a kind of a retelling of Psyche and Cupid. The more I like think about it, and that one I'm super duper excited to work on, but also hesitant on because it's several points of view, and Dragons No Dragons was several points of view, and I overwhelmed myself very easily with that. That one's probably not happening soon. There's actually Project Labyrinth, which was my 2021 NaNoWriMo project that I gave up on like 8 chapters before the end because it just was not working. So I do want to revisit that because I think it would work in the world that I am creating. And too much of a standalone girly, so anything beyond a duology scares me deeply. Valid. I love really long series, as you can tell by the number of really long series on my shelves. Oh god, that is my favorite Greek myth of all time. Me too. And I've been seeing a lot of people online being like, I want a Hades and Persephone retelling, except it has this aspect or that aspect or this other thing. And I'm like, so what you want is Psyche and Cupid. Like, you're just describing Psyche Cupid. You're not describing Hades and Persephone at all. I think there needs to be more Psyche and Cupid retellings. One of my earliest stories ever was a Cupid Psyche story. It's very interesting. But yeah, I have Project Labyrinth goes into this world. I've got a kind of werewolfy trilogy. I say werewolf-ish because they're not actually werewolves, but they are wolf creatures, and that has to deal with like a girl who is raised by this like kind of like a nun order, like a religious order, but like they deal with like poisons and stuff. And like that one sounds like just super campy, and I'm excited to work on that eventually. Just so many things in this world that I can't wait to get started on. But first, I'm sticking to my like origin of magic story just because I think it would be a good introductory point for myself into the world. And yeah, if I get that down, then I would feel so much better about working on other things, knowing how I set up the world. You know, that'd be a good thing to do. I mean, anything Beauty and the Beast is a Cupid Psyche story, so I think we are blessed. That's a very valid point. God, I love werewolves, no werewolves. Yeah, I feel like that's my whole brand now. It's just taking creatures and being like, aha, but they're actually not that. So, like, lycanthrope blood hunters. Well, no. They're not. Mm, they're like. None of you have read my Project Labyrinth because I didn't finish it. But, they're elves, but the way elves work in my world is that they were once regular creatures that were like sung into elfdom using like magic. I'm sorry, I keep itching my nose. It's just really bothering me right now. Um, and that those are the creatures. So they're elves technically, but they're wolf elves, which sounds kind of dumb, but also really fun. I'm like, it's great. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it out loud. And you can read them eventually. we're not putting a solid timeline on most of this. We're gonna take things like month by month mostly, except for like Revelry. I know when I want that published, and like other things, we're gonna do like vague projections into the future. Yeah, elves, not elves. Yeah, basically. But yeah, I have so many projects. It sounds very high concept. Love it. We need more deviants from the mold. That's me. Oh, my fan just turned my page. Hello. I need to see my list. What else is even on my list? Oh, yeah. Another plan for the future. I'm going to start streaming semi regularly. So, I was thinking of doing Tuesdays, but then I'm like, what about the weekend? Because I feel like a lot less happens on the weekend in terms of content. And also, I like the alliteration of Somber Honey Sunday streams. So, I'm going to be streaming on Sundays. It's not going to be every Sunday, but like starting in February, I would like to stream maybe every other Sunday just for fun and to get work done and hang out with y'all. So if y'all want to co-host, hit me up at any point. I do think Devasia gets first dibs because we were supposed to stream together in December and I canceled on her because I had a panic attack and I was like, I'm not going in front of people right now. So she gets first dibs on co-hosting with me. But anybody else, like, I'm open to having co-hosts. I think it's fun. Are you gonna try and self-publish or the TradPub way? Self-publish. I could not do TradPub. I am in awe of everyone like in the query trenches and working with their agents and stuff, and like figuring out all that TradPub stuff. I'm speaking too fast for my brain, or maybe my brain is moving too fast for my mouth. I'm not sure. But either way, I like having control over things, so I like being able to pick when things are being published and titles and covers and things like that, and just knowing that I have the final say on things, which is a little bit scary because like if things are messed up, it's on you, but also if things don't get messed up and they go fantastic, like you did that. Like that was all you or all me in this case. And like I just like having that control over my own works, so I'm gonna be self-publishing. Speaking of which, Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive course is open for signups now, and I'm just gonna plug this here that I have an affiliate link for that. So I did this course back in August, and I thought it was fantastic. There's so much stuff in there, and she spent the past few months refilming all of her old videos and like adding lessons and stuff. So this upcoming course is going to be the most like comprehensive that it's been like ever, and like very up to date. And I do have a link to that course and also her Thriving Author Bundle, which is it signs you up for Publish and Thrive, and also her other course, HB90 Bootcamp, which is all about like planning and things. Oh, give me 1 second. I need a sip of water. Okay, so I have links down below for those, and unfortunately they don't offer a discount. I wish they did, but if you use my link, I do get a small commission off of the price of the course. So if it's something you were already thinking about doing, I would appreciate it if you used my link to sign up, because then I get a little bit of money, and I need money. But also, no pressure at all. Like, don't spend money on something that you weren't interested in doing already. Yes, I like the alliteration. That sounds awesome. I'll be as much of a fangirly as possible, and I very much appreciate it. I'm just very excited to finally be published. Like, I feel like little, like, 10-year-old me would be very happy with where I'm at right now in terms of everything, really. And so it's just great that I'm going to be fulfilling this dream that I've had ever since I was a child. Like, I've wanted to be an author since like second grade when I learned what an author was and that books are written by people and then just magically appear. And so I'm very excited for everything that is to come, and I'm very glad that it sounds like you guys are as well. Um, yeah, that's everything that I had to like bring up. Like, I went through everything on my list, so hopefully I didn't forget anything. I'm so looking forward to having like a shelf of my own books. Like, Sarah Sutton has so many books out. I always think whenever I watch her videos and at the end she has her little spread of all of her books and I'm like, that must look so satisfying on a shelf and like that's gonna be me in a couple years. Like, that's crazy. Oh yes, D&D plans. So Casey and I are trying to play D&D and I'm just very bad at like contacting people. So we may or may not have enough people on the sign up sheet. I haven't actually looked at it in a while. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to leave a note to myself. D&D stuff exclamation point to actually contact people to figure out playing because I do like D&D. I haven't played it in several months, and that sucks. But yeah, that'll happen at some point. I'm so excited for you, and also proud of how far you've come already. Thank you very much, Marta. So excited for you. Thank you. I was thinking about it this morning, out of sight, out of mind. LL. Yeah, like we posted that sheet, and then I don't think I've thought about it since that day. But I will definitely reach out to people and figure out when we all want to play. Yes, I get to be in control. I think that's everything though. Um yeah. Wow, I was very on time with this cuz I was thinking in my head like okay, this is probably going to be at least 30 minutes, but no more than 45. So, it's been 38. So, I'm very glad that my guess was correct. I want to be a fly on the wall for this. Someone tell me stories when y'all get playing. Will do. I will definitely do that. My throat is starting to hurt from all of this talking, so I am going to play the wonderful outro that Violet has made for me, and I'm obsessed with. Thank you. And I'm gonna get going. So, goodbye, everyone. Let me click the right things to click. Oh gosh, I'm clicking all the wrong things. Goodbye.